On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, Google searches for the phrase "earn Bitcoin" reach an all-time high. Dash is the privacy-focused digital currency that offers transactions with instant confirmations. Its unique, decentralized decision-making and self-funding system make it an ideal choice as a stable and secure digital cash. Click the link in the video description to learn more. Hi there guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I am your host, Chris Coney. So let's get into the market roundup. This is still the experimental new version of the shortened market roundup, so please give me your feedback on this. All we do is we look at the biggest winner and the biggest loser of the day. So that is the cryptocurrency that has gained the most value by a percentage in the last 24 hours, and which one has lost the most by percentage in the last 24 hours. So here I've highlighted the Factom coin, which is now in 15th position, having replaced the iConomy coin, which was yesterday's winner. Factom has gained a dead 9% in the last 24 hours, putting a Factom token at $2.34. And if you don't know what Factom is a blockchain that allows companies, enterprises to embed information and data into the blockchain, like health records or whatever you want, really. They'll help you do that with the Factom blockchain. So they're the biggest winner of the day. Actually, $2.7 million worth of Factom has been traded. That's quite a lot for Factom. It's big jump. And then the biggest loser again today is Steem. Shaved another 9.22%, putting a Steem token down at 16 cents. So Steem is definitely struggling lately, whereas Factom's trend seems to be up. Steem's trend seems to be down. Taking another quick look at the Bitcoin chart today, still very interesting stuff. The thing that I mentioned yesterday is continuing. I mean, even if you don't know how to read a candlestick chart, you can just look at this and you can see, like, it's almost like there's a pressure building up underneath the price, and it's squashing it against this ceiling, which I've drawn at $778, $780-ish. Right now it's trading on Bitstamp at $777 dead. So if that were a slot machine, that would be a lucky number 7s and it would be the jackpot. So, it's just changed, but, you get the point. So I think sooner rather than later, that ceiling is going to break, and then we're going to see a move upwards. So in terms of the news today then, I've turned to the Cointelegraph, which they obviously have a sense of humor. They've put a Christmas hat on their logo, which is very nice. Their article's entitled, "Earn Bitcoin Searches Reaches an All-Time High. Most come from the US, India, and the Philippines." So let's see what we've got here. It says the number of searches for earning Bitcoin have increased over the past few years and have now reached an all-time high according to statistics from Google Trends. The trend began in September and has been continuously moving upwards for the past several months. According to Google, the majority of these searches seem to be coming from the Philippines, India, and the United States. Now you can do this kind of research for yourself. You can just go to Google Trends, stick a keyword in like earn Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin price, whatever you want, and then it will by default give you the world figures to show you, number of searches over time. And you can see here, you can filter it by year. So you can say, what was the volume of that keyword in 2004, 2015, whatever. Then you can also filter it by country. So you can say, okay, what about Europe? What about the United Kingdom? All this kind of stuff. So you can keep your finger on the pulse of where in the world is people most rapidly interested in Bitcoin. I was initially surprised to see the United States in this list of countries, but when I thought about it a bit more, it kind of makes perfect sense given the uncertainty that the citizens probably have around the economy and the change in government. So further on in the article here, under this headline that says expert, more people get salaries in Bitcoin. It says, while prices are over $700 and still rising, some employers and businesses are also starting to use Bitcoin to take advantage of smaller transaction fees and the growing demand for fast payments. Certainly, the increase in people accepting Bitcoin as a salary might be the reason, as it's easier to get a Bitcoin wallet open than a PayPal account. Now, to me, this is where it gets interesting. We can interpret this search term that people are using, earn Bitcoin, in two different ways. One group of people will be searching for that, and they'll be wanting to know where they can do a job and be paid in Bitcoin. And the other group will be looking for money-making schemes that pay in Bitcoin, say like affiliate programs, for example. And then here it says, Cointelegraph talked to Sean Gilchrist, founder of Bitcoin Average, about this trend. And he said, quote, I do think that individuals accepting their salary in Bitcoin completely depends on the country they are from. In my experience, developers, for example, in less developed countries are more open to accepting payments in Bitcoin due to their banking woes, not directly relating to it being a better value option than their national currency, but as a payment method. Close quote. Now, I know this might be elementary stuff to some of you, but I think it's important to remember how some of the basic features of Bitcoin completely change the game. I often talk about friction being the enemy in an economic system because it slows down the process of value being transferred from the provider of that value to the receiver of that value. Like if I have to use the banking system to pay someone, then the talent pool suddenly shrinks to only people who have bank accounts. And then it shrinks again to people with accounts I can actually send money to. And since anyone can generate a Bitcoin wallet in like 10 seconds using bitaddress.org, for example, all that friction is removed and the talent pool suddenly is wide open again. Then the article continues saying, the biggest reason is most likely concerned with banking in the top 3 countries, as it's easier to send Bitcoin rather than logging into your bank online and sending an e-transaction. Most people accept it since the internet is so popular and allows tipping microtransactions. Now, I completely agree with this. Since Circle left us, and thanks to a recommendation from a subscriber, I've been experimenting with uphold.com. The problem is, their bank account is in Portugal, which means I have exactly the same problem that we're talking about here. If I want to convert some fiat currency to Bitcoin using Uphold, I first have to make an international bank transfer, which carries a heavy fee, and before I can even do that, I have to enter all these international bank details and go through all these verification steps to make sure that no one's trying to empty my bank account by sending it to Portugal. Conversely, if I hire a new employee, all I need them to do is show me their Bitcoin wallet address. They can email me the QR code, they can call me on Skype and then show me their receiving address by holding up their mobile phone. They can even just text me their public address. That's the only bit of information I need for me to be able to pay them. And like I say, this may be elementary stuff, but it's easy to get lost in all the abstract ideas and forget how transformational these fundamentals are. And with regards to the article, I like this next bit too. In the blue, it says, quote, if both sides of the transaction are willing to pay and accept salaries in Bitcoin, then there will certainly be a group of people who do. If people see their friends getting paid in Bitcoin, things will spread organically. Again, that's Sean Gilchrist, founder of Bitcoin Average. For me, the hardest hitting bit there is where he says, when people see their friends getting paid in Bitcoin. Once people see that happen, it shortcuts the long process of them getting to trust Bitcoin and understanding what it is. That's how social proof works. Bitcoin basically then inherits the trust that you already have for that person. Having read this article, it kind of inspires me to do a top 10 ways to earn Bitcoin type of video. And what I'd appreciate is if we could crowdsource this. So if you would please post the best ways that you know to earn Bitcoin. And when you post a comment, include your Bitcoin address in the comment because I'm willing to pay bounties to the ideas that I end up putting in the video. And even if you don't win a bounty, you'll still benefit by helping Bitcoin adoption, which in turn will continue to push the price of Bitcoin up. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you liked this episode, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and get subscribed. And please support the Cryptoverse and boost cryptocurrency adoption by going to cryptoversity.com/podcast and becoming a patron. From as little as $10 a month, you can secure Cryptoversity's future, get unlimited access to all Cryptoversity courses, and access a private patrons-only chat group where you get direct access to me. But that's all for today, guys. I will be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.